play the game with the people that writing the rules. Ain't the fame that I'm after when paying the dues. I've been through the pain that's reflected in the attitude. Might be winning now, but the thing is that I had to lose. So go and tell me what you really want to do. And lonely at the top, cause there ain't a lot of room. Ain't no other option, that's all I ever knew. So I'ma get it poppin', you know how I'ma do. I've been down through the blood and the sweat. Guarantee you can know I'm a threat. I've been down through the blood and the sweat. And I ain't close to being done yet, I'm going all in. Yeah, I'm going all in. And I ain't close to being done yet, I'm going all in. Yeah. They know I'm going all in.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of the Niner Boys podcast. Welcome to another Tuesday, 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time episode. I am accompanied by the full crew today. I got my boy Pete. What's up, brother?
What's going on, Beto? What's going on, Brandon? What's going on, Faithful? Yeah, we're coming off of a...
Yeah.
Could be better.
Yeah.
And I got my moit brother over there on the other side, Brandon. What's up, senor?
What's up, Moy? How you doing?
You know
Pete,
what moit means?
Beto, how we doing?
In Portuguese?
What's going on?
Welcome.
Let's get right into it, fellas. There's a lot to talk about, especially over this game. Start off, Beto. Let's hear it.
Well, let's talk about the win.
Shit.
Shit. Wait a minute.
Not our win.
I got
Whose win are we talking about?
Yeah. I'm talking about the game that we watched earlier. But let's talk about the positives real quick, and then we'll move on the negatives. There's plenty of it. Positives, and I want you guys to pick a pocket. I'm going to pick the obvious as I'm first. Sorry, guys, but Jawan Jennings, very much a positive.
Wow.
What a game. What a breakout game, finally. You needed someone to step up. And, no Debo, no Christian McCaffrey, no Kittle. And who would have thunk it that your boy JJ would have stepped up 100 plus yards.
5 yards.
And 3 TDs, bro. And one of them was through the defender. The guy was on fire, man. That one throw to freaking number 10 that I will not even mention his name. They should have just tried to get it to Jawan. Jawan would have caught it. So that's one of my good points. Brandon, what's one of yours?
Dude, I mean,
before we get to the ugliness.
When the media and everyone else said we got to see how Brock Purdy is without the starters, as in George Kittle, Deebo Samuel, right? CMC, whatever. He went out there and proved everybody wrong. Brock Purdy had one of the best games in his career, per se. And honestly, if we didn't have the 6 drops, like we talked about, Beto, number 10, we won't mention. But that's also including Ayuk, too, with his couple drops that he had. Purdy would have went 28 for 30 in this game.
Who did you mention? The guy on the milk carton?
Yeah, the guy that's been missing for the past 3 weeks.
The $30 million milk carton guy? Yeah.
Y'all
the milk dud?
Yeah.
Y'all ought to be ashamed.
What do you no, we'll talk more in depth about him. I'm kidding.
But honestly, dude, like, you really think about it though, Purdy would have went 28 for 30, 3 tutties, 282 something yards or something like that, right?
Most important, he did not turn the ball over. And people forget that.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, another standout play from Purdy as well is when he went on the outside and it went and dove for that first down on the third down play.
Oh yeah, he went horizontal.
Yeah, I don't want to hear that shit that he's not a top 5 quarterback. He's not an elite. Enough of that slandered. Enough of that crap about Brock Purdy. He don't have the size. He don't have the guy does everything that he can to win. It's not his fault that Tutu Atwell, who all Ram content creators been talking how they want him off the team. They want him off the team as much as we want Ronnie Bell off the team right now. And the guy showed up and had a game. The defense gave up everything. Brock Purdy and the offense did everything they could to try to get the win. And by having 14 points in the first quarter, and the defense just laid an egg. Pete, you have something positive you want to add to this before we get into the negatives, bro? Because there's plenty of it.
I mean, the only other positive, well, I got a couple. So my first positive is that Jordan Mason was able to find. I rewatched the game. We were talking about it a little bit off stage. I rewatched the game, and Jordan Mason was able to find 77 yards off of no holes to run through. None. There were no creases made by the offensive line. It was a terrible run blocking day for the offensive line, all the way across the board. Whether they ran left, whether they ran right, it didn't matter what they did. Well, that was my positive. My positive was that Jordan Mason is that good.
Okay.
That he still found a way.
He
still found a way to get 77 yards and get multiple first downs. And he caught a couple of balls. We all said that he wasn't getting enough love in the passing game, so they gave him one more throw. So yeah, that was my positive. And then the only positive there was on defense really was Demo. Demo played his behind off. Again, you really wouldn't know it because of the yards and scores that the defense gave up as a whole, but Demo actually did play well.
Yeah, he sure did, man. Demo was positive. Mason, Jawan Jennings, Brock Purdy. The line, let's just dive in, bro. There's so much ugliness to talk about. Let's start off with the offensive line. I want all of us to break it down. McKivitz is completely trash. And right behind him is Brindo, man. But McKivitz cannot stop a cold. He couldn't stop anything. Everybody just gets right by him. And the dude just sits there and stares like, ooh, did I do that? Did I let him get by me? It's like I'm getting tired of this offensive line. And this is my opinion only. People don't have to agree. I'm tired of Forrester. He needs to go.
Forrester?
Yes. I'm not a big fan
of
Forrester.
The special teams.
No, Forrester, the offensive
special teams got to go too.
Offensive line coach?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
He is trash.
Okay, I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna let you cook, and then I got a rebuttal.
Yeah, I mean, he keeps saying Brendo's the best. Now, is it maybe okay? If he's saying it's the best we got, then okay, then I'll give him some credit. But if he's talking that Brendo's one of the greatest centers there is, I just don't see it. I don't see it. I'm tired of the line not being built the way it should be built. I miss the hardball offensive line mentality. I miss that big body guys that you can truly run the ball. And that's one of the areas that I do get fed up with Kyle, that it's all scheme. Okay, fine. But I want some big boys that can stop some defenders. And I'm sick and tired that the only one we have is freaking Trent, Big Trent. And Big Trent got schooled a few times in this game by some rookie defenders on the Rams. So I'm not a big fan of Forrester. I'm going to let Brandon go, but then I want you to tell me why I'm wrong, Pete. And I'm okay you telling me why I'm wrong when it comes to Forrester. I want to get your perspective, and I want you to change my mind about Forrester. And I think you can, bro. So think about what you're going to say. Brandon, go.
I mean, we've been dealing with the O-line for how many years now, and they've really done nothing besides getting Pooney out there, right? You thought McKivitz was going to be better than McGlinchey? Like, come on, man. We have the same fucking bullshit on that right side. And The only way it's getting better this season is honestly with the help of Pooney. That's really about it. But without Pooney, I think we would have been still 100 times more garbage on that right side. Williams is not looking too great either, starting off the season. And I understand it's probably because of missing training camp, right, and practice. Like, like people got to realize training camp is a must for these people because look, Brandon Ayuk, for example, right? And then last year when Nick Bosa was holding out, same thing with him as well. I mean, honestly, Nick Bosa isn't really showing up this year either so far, but still, man, like Pooney, I would say is really hyping up that right side more with giving help to McKivitz and Brindle sometimes. But other than that, dude, our O-line shit. And I might have to agree with Bethel on this one with Source or
Forster.
Or Forster, yeah. But
Well,
Pete, let me
CPL.
hear your let me hear it, man. Let me hear your
All
take.
right. So my question to you, what is Forster in charge of?
The O-line.
Okay, but what is he specifically in charge of with the O-line?
Go ahead, Brand.
Go ahead, Bethel.
Answer the first question. You answer the second question.
Okay, let me help you out.
Okay, go ahead.
He is in charge of getting the guys ready to play Kyle's scheme, correct?
Yeah.
Yep.
If you give him, you get what you give. If you give him a bunch of nonsense, he doesn't have any control over what they give him to work with. If they don't give him good players, how are you supposed to make there's already a lack of good offensive line play in the league overall. But when you give a guy one great player on one side, and then you've got a rookie that's pretty good in pass pro, at least he's still got some stuff to learn in the workout in the run game, and then the rest of them are just either or really bad. I don't know what you expect from Forster. Like, I don't. There's no way. And name me one offensive line coach that is doing more than what Forster is doing with that product.
So
But step up and ask for players, and if they don't give you players, then
I was
walk out.
just going to say that.
What is he going to quit?
Yeah.
Okay. So either way, he's out of the job.
If you wouldn't quit, if you're asking your boss to do something that you know needs to be done to make your job easier, and he chooses to refuse your intake, you're going to just sit there and stay there, bro? Be honest.
I mean, I've done it for the last 30 years. I work retail.
But in all honesty,
you do what you're told. Kyle is the one that hired him. He said he told all of us in the offseason what Kyle's perception on the O-line is that they want to load up on guys that can do something with the ball in their hand. They don't really value
scheme with Kyle, and it's getting
tired. They don't value offensive line. So Forster has to do the best with what he's got. If he had better offensive linemen, it would probably look better. I think Forster does a phenomenal job with what is out there on the field.
Did you see him coach before Kyle?
I didn't. I'm basing it off of what I see in front of me.
The fact that he can make without Kyle, bro. Trust me.
Okay. I'm talking about what's on the field right now.
No. I understand. He can only coach, and you can only make tomato sauce if you only have tomatoes. I understand that.
But that's my point, is that you can't base it off of what he's done in the past, because we don't know what he would be doing with better offensive line. You gave him Pooney, and that side of the line immediately looked better. But the reality is this: when you have McKivitz, when you have a guy that's so bad, and that we all know has been so bad for a couple of years now, it's gonna show up. It's gonna show up on tape. Teams are gonna take advantage, and that's just that's what's happening. So it's just chickens come home to roost for Kyle. It's not, to me, it's not on Forster. Like I don't blame him. In fact, I kind of like Forster as a coach. I like his mentality. Many of his press conferences, I love the way the guy talks. I think he promotes the right things, and it's just unfortunate that he doesn't really have much to work with, and they continuously don't give him anything to work with.
I hear where you're coming from, bro, and I understand what you're saying. You got to work with what you got, but I like coaches with substance. I love coaches that have a backbone. A coach that's not afraid to speak up to his head coach and say, "Hey, listen, we're getting trashed out front. You're expecting me to do my job to the best of my ability.
Well, how do you know he's not?
Me nothing.
How do you know he's not? Is it you want him to do it publicly?
Because
is
he's
that
still
what it
here.
is?
No. Of course, nothing publicly. You want to keep it behind. But the fact that he's still here, if that's the case, if he's gone up to Kyle and Kyle's multiple times has shut him down, then Forrester has to make a decision. Either just shut up and do what he does and, or move on. But it's like, and Kyle too, I'm sick and tired of, I defend Kyle. I don't think there's a better coach right now available than Kyle. But I also believe that Kyle's being, for being this genius that he calls himself to be, defensive coordinators are starting to figure his ass out. He does everything so much the same that McVay beat us by doing what Kyle normally does, play physical football. They ran the football even though they were behind. I forgot how many times carry on, whatever is the running back for the Rams carried, like 20, 25 times the ball. And we're over here passing with the lead. I just don't understand Kyle mentality. It's like, I don't want to hear about the blow up leads in the fourth quarter because that defense, at least for this Sunday, and it's been getting bad, but this Sunday was atrocious on all aspects of the team. They couldn't amount pressure. They couldn't defend the backfield. Tutu Atwell seemed to be open at all times. You know what I mean? Yeah. They prevent the field goal from being tied by Jake Moody, and then the very first play, they go deep and connect. One play.
And then the PI after.
Yeah, one play. And it's like, they've been doing that all day. It's like, and Travarius Ward, and I got to give him a little bit of excuse. He's hurt. And the whole Isaac Yiadom, I'm sick and tired of the veterans being played even when they're not good. I'm sick and tired of it. Kyle would not put rookies and give them chance. What was Ronnie Bell doing out there in Jacob County?
He put Green in.
But not for that many plays.
But what happened when he put Green in?
I'd rather see Green make those mistakes because he's a rookie than see a whole ass veteran make all these rookie mistakes like Yiadom.
Okay, but he's a veteran. This is the first time he's playing in the scheme. So it's almost like he's learning all over again. But I will say this. I think it's a lot of miscommunication. I think that we have hurt players. We're missing players. We've got guys coming back from injuries. So it's going to take them some time to get back into the swing. Plus you've got guys playing hurt. And we already didn't have a fast team. So we don't have guys with a ton of athleticism that can just make up if they lose a step. They have to be perfect in the right spot every single time. And if they're not, it's going to be a busted play. And that's what we saw. And then there was miscommunications on top of it. Plus, I think that Sorensen absolutely has something to learn about what he can call and what he can't call in certain situations. But that's going to come with time. That he's a brand new coordinator, so you had to know that there was going to be
but
some.
How good are inexperienced to be to put Campbell on coverage? You know he can't cover, and you're going to put him on a tight end.
Oh no, I that's what I just said. I said he's got to learn. He's going to have to learn how to. Let's be real. D'Amico gave up more points than he has. When he first started. So give him some. You're gonna have to give him time. Like that's gonna have to happen. He's a brand new coordinator. He's the Wilkes I could see because he was already a coordinator for years.
Yeah, but he was coming into a new system as well.
It's not really. It wasn't like
But-
it is a new system.
but here's
But I
the
mean,
same thing like Nick
Here's the
Sorensen.
difference
Nick
with
Sorensen knows
Sorensen,
it.
though. Sorensen's been with the team. He knows what's going on.
I know, but he's not. He wasn't a coordinator.
But
he wasn't in
to be
control
honest
of
with you,
plays.
Brandon, being on
play
the team
calls.
and running the team is two different.
Yeah,
things.
and calling the plays is completely different.
Do you think the miscommunication could be a little bit of its unexperienced, or do you think there's a
I think
battle
it is.
going on behind the scenes between him and Brandon Staley? They're not agreeing on things.
I think that I will say this because I asked this on Twitter today too.
What's up, Tim?
Is that I think that Staley is a part of it because how often did we see our defensive ends dropping into coverage
Yep.
like that? That to me, that's a no. And I know Wilkes did it last year, and I didn't like it then either.
Yeah, I
And
like
the-
seeing Leonard Floyd back there covering. Yeah,
And I saw it a couple of times. I saw it a few times this year, and I feel like that's a Staley thing.
yeah,
like,
it is a
because
Staley thing.
Because he used to do that with the Rams, and remember when we got Ebukam, that was something that he said he was excited to get away from the Rams because he wouldn't have to drop into coverage anymore. I don't like it. I don't think it's a struggle between him and Staley. I think that Staley's bringing in some of his concepts, and they're trying to integrate some of that stuff. I think it's a little bit of everything. I think Kyle has something to do with it too. Don't think Kyle doesn't have his hands in. Sorensen's brand new.
No,
you know that
he
Kyle
does.
is a piece of it.
We saw it last year with Wilkes in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Look,
Yeah.
let me ask you guys this, because TL actually kind of brought up a good point with the whole Ronnie Bell and Cowing thing. Bell's dropping balls all fucking day, right? You think that it'd be smart enough for Kyle to say, "Oh, let me bench Ronnie because he ain't catching jack shit," and put in Cowing? Maybe he'll do something different and actually catch a goddamn ball.
At least give him the opportunity to. I mean,
Yes.
give him.
Yeah.
You know what? Even if you don't want to throw it to him, get him involved in that offense.
I agree with it. This is the thing. We all would do those things, but we know that this is Kyle Shanahan.
Yeah. We're trying to
That's
figure out
my
what the
thing.
fuck-
We can get
Kyle.
angry. We can get angry about him not, but these are things that we know. Kyle is an egomaniac,
Yeah.
and he's always been an egomaniac. So us expecting him to do something different when he's been consistent this whole time,
Definitely
TL.
TL.
He picks his guys, and then he has his guys that aren't. They've got to earn their way into being his guys, and until you've earned your way in, you're gonna be on the outside looking in. I mean, how many carries did Jordan Mason get before this season?
Really anything because of Mitchell?
Barely anything, right? And
The only reason why Mason is playing is because he had no choice because of
he was
CMC
third
being-
string.
Yep.
He was third
Yeah.
string.
That's what I'm saying.
So,
Dude, put
like,
it this way.
that's what's going to have to happen. You're going to have. That's the only way is to force Kyle into a position where he has to put the people on the field, and then once they get and then they prove them, then he'll talk about in the press conference. You wait for it. He'll be like, "Oh, well, we saw this from him the whole time in practice. He just had to put it all together." And
Yep.
But-
that's what that is Kyle to a T. He is not going to let you, me, the media, or anyone tell him who he has to play.
The other thing is it's not just Cowing that should have been out there. You still had fucking Conley as well that could have been out there too. He's been showing up and fucking making plays.
Well,
Why
Conley
not have
had snaps.
that?
He had 10 less snaps than Ronnie Bell, which I think is egregious because I think Conley is a much better wide receiver than Bell is.
Yes, I agree. Totally.
But Ronnie Bell is a much better blocker
Yes.
than Conley, and that's
And if
what
you know Kyle, if you
ingratiates.
can't block,
Let me
you
put it
don't
this
get
way.
the rock.
Yeah,
You
that's what
catch-
ingratiates him to Kyle loves Ronnie Bell because he blocks, and and that's the whole thing of him. But this is my thing about that. He's
Of course
not
he blocks. He
blocking
has
on the
so many
pass
hands.
plays. He's not
Correct.
not blocking on pass plays. So So put Conley out there. I mean, I guess you're tipping your hand on what you're doing, but regardless. And can I speak on what TL said about Kyle, or what you said about Kyle being found out? I mean, he absolutely he's been found out for a couple of years now.
Yeah, he has.
I mean, it's been a couple of years, and he's been fortunate that they have so many playmakers that they end up popping a big play. But the steadiness, and just steady drives, that's been gone for like 2 years.
Yep.
So we've got to understand that is been gone. And he was talking about the coaching tree. I mean, you can only lose so many coaches before it starts getting to be more and more on the head coach. And I think that's what we're seeing more than anything is that Kyle doesn't necessarily trust all of his coaches, and he's getting his hands in more things, and he needs to be more hands off. But I don't think he can, because I don't think he has the same talent in his coaching on the staff right now.
He wants to run everything. He wants to make sure if he can't run it, he wants to have his.
I think he feels he has to. I think he feels he has to have
that trust issue. He feels that he has to do it his way, otherwise things won't work. And the thing is, if at least he would take the blame when things go wrong, then fine. But he don't even do that. Real quick before we go forward, I just want to acknowledge my girl, Tina D. Jax is in the house. She talks sports. She talks baseball, basketball, football on her Facebook page. Welcome to the channel, girl. Appreciate you. We got Brad. We got Tim Diaz in the house. TL's here. Real quick, Tommy Huxley and the defense sucks. I love him. Ricky Diaz was here. He had to go. We got 49ers throwback in the house.
Throwback.
And if I did not mention your name, Jesus M. Niner Gang podcast. Dion's in the house. Appreciate all you guys coming in. Listen, there's so much frustration with being 1-2. This game was in the bag. The Niners had.
We were up 21-7, bro.
Yeah, it just like the defense is like I as soon as he missed that field goal to put us up again by double digit, I'm like, watch. I told myself, watch. It's going to be an explosive play. I just did not expect it to happen in the first play, and it's going to put us behind the 8 ball. And sure enough, because McVay knows one or two things are going to happen: his receiver is going to catch it, or the corner is going to get called for a PI. Mm-hmm. And that's what he's shooting for. And Kyle doesn't do that. And then Don't get me started on Brandon Ayuk. I understand he's a great receiver. I know he's starting behind the 8 ball because of the whole contract. We've seen it with Debo. We've seen it with Bosa. This is not who he is going forward. He needs a whole offseason. I understand that. But, man, it's like the dude's like nowhere. You know what I mean?
He had a pretty good ranking for separation this week. He was like top 3 in the league, and I just think that they were bracketing him for most of the game, and that's why Juwan Jennings was wide open all game, all game. Juwan Jennings was open until the end. They decided to cover him and take him away, but. Yeah, it is what it is. I understand that people are going to be down on Brandon Ayuk. This is what everybody was talking about when they said we don't know what Ayuk would look like if he was bracketed. We don't know what Ayuk would look like if he was double teamed.
Correct.
And in a Shanahan offense, this is what it would look like. Mm-hmm. And I think that's a key because on another team, they would motion him around. Get him on in a favorable matchup, and take advantage of him there. But Shanahan doesn't do that. He's not going to do that. So he's got to be the X receiver. He's got to win on every single rep, no matter what the defense is doing. And
you know what?
And it's not a recipe, Brandon, for being a number 1 wide receiver. I'm
Is it not
sorry.
working?
On any team.
Yeah, send it to me because it's just too small. You can't see it.
Oh, I mean, you don't have to see it. It's just to listen to.
Oh, it's
Honestly.
well, yeah. Oh, okay. I thought it was a.
Yeah,
I
it's
didn't
just to
realize it
listen
was
to real
audio.
quick.
I closed, but I don't, bro.
Look,
I don't know. Let me ask you guys honestly, and listen. Let's overreact a little bit, okay? Nobody's abandoning ship. None of that. But
it's a time to panic.
to me, I'm about panicking. If we lose to the Patriots, then you might
Oh, yeah,
you might
then.
have me in the panicking situation.
Wait,
Definitely.
hold on. Let me ask this, guys. Okay, before we heard about the Hargrave being out for the season news, was it time to panic then?
No, it's only the
No.
third game.
And then after hearing the news, is it time to panic?
After hearing no,
That he's out for the season. No.
Who's
if they lose to the
taking
Pats as
who's taking his
collectively
position?
defensively, yes.
I mean, Jordan Elliott and what's his name? Jordan Elliott and man,
The guy's been with
name
us
is
for a few years.
Kevin Givens. Kevin Givens.
Yeah.
Like are probably going
Do
to
we
take
try-
majority. They're going to share those snaps.
Can we trade back for Jones?
I was just
DJ
going to say,
Jones?
do we try to get DJ Jones back for a freak?
I mean, what are you going to trade for him?
A draft pick?
I mean, what draft pick?
It can be higher than what we let him go. No, he was a free agent, right? Yeah.
Like because that's the thing is teams are going to know that you need him, and Denver's not looking. Didn't they just win last week?
Yes, and they won convincingly.
Yeah, like I don't know if they're going to be willing to just give up players.
Yeah, I think
right
if they
now.
would have lost last week on Sunday, it would have helped going forward.
Yeah.
But by winning, but real quick, if the Niners, and again, let's just overreact a little bit, but let's be honest, if the Niners don't make, I'm not saying they're not, but if they don't make the playoff this year, I don't care if it's injuries or not, is it time to move on from Kyle? Honestly.
Ooh.
I'm being honest, bro. And I'm a big defender of Kyle. You know
who wants to go first? Who wants to go first?
Well, let me play. Can I play this video real quick?
Mm-hmm. Put it
Okay.
up there.
All right. Here we go.
You guys are cowards. Go first.
All right, you ready?
Yeah. Hold on. Let me open up the window again. What did I do with that window? Hold on. What did I do with that window?
This kind of goes well too with. The
I
question.
heard this.
Play it.
Yeah, here we go.
That's what Kyle gets knocked for here. Fourth quarter leads, not closing them out because of clock management, et cetera. How does that relate to play calling?
Well, it does relate to play calling. And I think if you are the play caller, and, I wanted to be the play caller, I had to have some fun during the games, and so, but I was going to do that. Now, part of that job, a big part of that job is what you just talked about, is the clock. And I was always aware of the clock, thinking about the clock, thinking how to do it. Some people said I was a little too conservative, but I always, 4 minutes to go, I can get it down to 2 minutes. I have two time. You think about timeouts, you're thinking about clock management, and if that doesn't happen or you make mistakes there, that's not on the players. That's on whoever's in charge of that. And I know some coaches, I believe, leave that responsibility to someone in their ear. Someone saying, okay, this is this. I didn't want anyone talking to me. That would confuse me. So listen, I'm getting paid money to do this. This is part of my job. I got to do this. It's hugely important. And I watch each game, and I'm thinking the same thing you guys are on occasion now, saying, oh boy, I wish, they shouldn't have done that. They got timeouts. And I'm evaluating that on just about every game I watch now.
Mm-hmm.
All right, thoughts, Beto?
My hunger needs to get off the air, but
49er coaching legend, okay?
okay.
Yeah.
But he's not wrong though.
Mike
Yeah.
Holmgren.
Mike, yeah. I don't know, bro. It's I don't know. It's just frustrating.
He doesn't know what to say.
It's hard.
It's a game. Come on.
I know, bro, but I still want Pete to answer my question about firing Kyle. If we don't
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm down. I'm down. Like, I'm not scared. Like, so look,
he's not scared, guys.
This is the thing about, and you know, I am not scared to talk about Kyle. Like, I think that I've talked ad nauseum about Kyle's ego. I've talked ad nauseum about Kyle needs to figure out the drop back passing game. I've talked ad nauseum about the same thing Mike Holmgren was talking about his clock management. What you have to think about when you're talking about getting rid of him is not just, oh, well, who do we have to take his place? Because honestly, I don't even think about that kind of stuff anymore. I think that because if you look at the league, there's coaches that are, in my mind, are not as good as Kyle that have gotten I think technically, from a technical standpoint and a scheme standpoint, he's a better coach than Sean McVay. But Sean McVay is a better he's better
player coach.
He's better at getting his players ready for the game. He's better at identifying talent and implementing that talent. And so, I mean, there's a lot of coaches that I think could win the game, could have won that Super Bowl instead of Kyle. Like, because I think Kyle's mentality gets him messed up a lot. So I don't buy into the fact that we couldn't replace Kyle. However, we would have to blow up this roster and start from scratch.
But aren't we heading that way already, though?
Well, no, I don't think we are. Where if you look at the situation that they're in currently, they've just got a bunch of injuries. And you could say, oh, well, it's because they're aging players. It's because they're aging. But no, back in 2020, they weren't aging. It just happens that way.
No, you're talking about the injuries.
Talk about injuries.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I'm saying the injuries, but people are saying it's because their age, the players are aging. And like this kind of, I don't think that's what it is. I just think that,
wouldn't say that.
It's something. He just turned 30.
Trent Williams is aged. Trent
Williams isn't hurt.
For running back, it's old.
Trent Williams isn't hurt.
No.
McCaffrey is how old?
He might as well be 50.
He's 28. He's 28.
Years.
He's not 8.
Yeah, and running back years, bro, it's like being on top of your 30s. Come on.
30 is the problem.
Speaking of McCaffrey, we saw that he did go to Germany to try to figure out what with his tendinitis. Should we be worried that we don't see him this season at all?
I don't know about being worried.
Probably
but
not
I'm pissed off because he was my first pick in my fantasy football draft. Sitting on the damn
bed. We're probably not going to see him. We're probably not going to see him.
Hey, be quiet.
I'm just telling you.
I'm 0-3 in my fantasy football.
He's getting the Kobe treatment, and that's
man,
that's not a good sign.
Yeah, but listen, I love what Jordan Mason has done. He's been running the ball very well, but he's not Christian McCaffrey. And people that love to have him in there at times, you can't run the offense the way you run it with Christian McCaffrey.
No, of course.
Honestly,
we definitely ran him to the ground last season.
Well, yeah. Neither here nor there now because he's hurt.
It's happening now.
But all I know, bro, is this year it's going to be hard because you got other teams that are playing good football right now. The Packers with a damn backup quarterback are winning. Minnesota's undefeated. They look good. We'll see continue on down the line. You got teams that are playing good football. If we don't get healthy, I understand we're going to get Greenlaw in the middle of the year. Where we're going to be at that point, I don't know. But with the way this defense is right now, and you said, yes, we have a lot of injured players, but in reality, defensively, the only player that we're missing due to injury in this game was Greenlaw. Other than Greenlaw, we had everybody on the line. Greenlaw's the only one that was missing because we got Hufanga back. So Greenlaw,
but that's what I was talking about. But that's what I was talking about, though, is that guys are coming right back. I mean, he's coming off an ACL. That was his first game back from an ACL.
No.
Like,
But it
did you
wasn't because
expect
he
him to
came
be
back from an
100%?
ACL that the team played like trash.
But what I'm saying is players are okay. You got hurt players. You've got guys that are coming back from major injuries, and you've got guys that are playing hurt. Bosa was hurt. Bosa was hurt. Then you got Javarius Ward that was hurt. Those are two main pieces. And then you got Hufanga that's not playing like Hufanga right now because he's got to get used to being out on the field again and getting
football
getting
in a
those
while.
instincts.
I expect that.
And that's
But
what I'm
is
saying.
Here's Brown.
So that's 3 players. That's 3 players right there.
So
And you're missing
you,
Dre Greenlaw. 4
if
players.
Javarius Ward is hurt, why don't you see Rock Your-Sin in there at least for one game?
Ask Kyle. I don't know.
Right, look, we've been having
They don't trust those other guys behind him enough to do that.
But
Kyle
why have him there?
He had to know that Hargrave was hurt in that game. Hargrave is sitting there. He can't even rush.
I saw that. They showed me they shouldn't have been like, what is he doing? This is before I found out he was hurt. And I'm like, he just
knew he was hurt
right?
then.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why is he doing nothing? But then when I heard he got
came
hurt,
out for a couple of plays. He came out for a couple of plays.
That whole sequence of it. So when I saw that video, I'm like, did he give up? But now it explains. I couldn't understand why he would give up because of the type of player he is. But when I heard he's hurt and the way he got hurt, then I understood exactly why he wasn't doing shit. That's his tricep. Man, I don't know if any of you ever heard your tricep, but it's painful. Yeah. And you can't move your arms.
Yeah.
So here's my thing though. The problems we're having with defense right now were the same problems that we were having with defense at the last half of the season last year.
Is it?
Yeah. Honestly, it might be actually even worse.
I'll tell you what the difference.
Stunts. No stunts being showed off in the front. No stunts. It's just go after the quarterback. No stunts. I don't like that. And then drawing back is a coverage.
Dude,
why are they in coverage?
Look at this. Check this out.
And go ahead, Peter. You can go after Brandon.
So Nick Wagner pointed this out earlier in the day. He tweeted out some 49ers defensive ranks through 3 weeks. Points allowed per game, 23, 21st in the NFL. Defense efficiency, 40.31, 25th in the NFL. Defensive EPA, 11.89, which is 24th. Yards and rush allowed, 4.5. We're 21st there.
He has him high because I seen him as low as 30, bro.
Yeah. Yards per play, 6.1. We're 30th there. Third down conversion rate, which is we're fucking horrible at. We can't stop them worth of fucking shit on third down. 52.9%, and that's 30th. Success rate versus the run, we're 28th there with 51.6%. Those are some shit numbers where before we're always top 10 in all fucking like what the fuck?
And this is how the Rams, as bad as they are with injured players, are able to come back and beat us. Because Matthew Stafford wasn't being rushed. He wasn't panicking. They were not getting into him enough. And we all know he's a quick release kind of guy, and you give him enough time. You know what I mean? And then having Ward out there hurt, going against the fast guy, Tutu Atwell. That's a hard one, bro. I feel bad for Ward put in that situation, but I don't like the idea that we have Nick Sorensen and what's his name back there, Bradley or whatever his name is, because Nick Sorensen needs to be in control. He needs to learn. One thing with D'Amico, when D'Amico took over, he was the only guy. So he had trial and error, right? He made mistakes. He learned, but he had nobody looking over his shoulders. Don't you think Nick Sorensen has this other guy looking over his shoulders like, man, if I keep screwing up, this guy might take over? That can be extra pressure.
I think Kyle was a part of that. I think Kyle was a part of that when D'Amico first got over. Like, Kyle wasn't gonna. He's an egomaniac. So yeah. But there's a couple of other aspects to this because you got to think about who was our linebackers last year.
Fred Warner, Greenlaw.
Okay.
And Who
And
was
who?
the good one?
Was it
Well, we-
DFF?
DF, yeah,
No.
we used to go without it.
No. No. It was Oren Burks.
Orenberg. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So we're missing Oren Burks entirely. And say what you wanted to about Oren Burks, and not that he was a game changer, but he was serviceable.
He's out there in
And
free
he
agency. Nobody's picked him up.
No, he was playing for somebody.
No, he
I
got
saw him.
cut.
Oh, he got cut. Okay,
Yeah.
well, they need to go back and get him. Like, but I don't know if he wants to come. If he wants to come back, like, but also he was a big guy on special teams as well. And like, so losing him, and now all of a sudden you've got Campbell who can't cover a cold. You've got, and then you've got to put DFF out there, or the rookie, or not rookie. D Winners.
Winners?
Why did he put in
He has
my
an
He's
ankle
not a
injury.
rookie. Well, no, he's back.
Yeah, he
came back for
came
this
back
game.
and then went back out hurt.
Oh, okay. I didn't see that he got hurt again.
Yeah,
Like,
and he came back in. He's hurt. But
So-
why
so-
do you let go of Graham over and keep DFF? Because he's a veteran.
Because no, it wasn't just because he was a veteran.
The special teams.
And a lot of people. Well, no. It wasn't even because of that. It was because a lot of people said at the time, there's no way they're going to get rid of DFF because he is loved in the locker room, and he's a big locker room guy, and the rest of the team loves him.
That's like
And-
Shaquille.
and I said at the
Shaquille, they don't
time,
get rid of
and
him
I-
either because of that.
And I said this at the time. I said that is the dumbest reason on the planet to keep a player
Yeah,
on
for
the
real.
roster. Like, what are these guys? These guys are not high schoolers.
No.
Like, they're grown men. Like, and we need to treat them as grown men. Figure it out. If you can't, if you need that guy, then keep him on put him on the coaching staff. But we don't need him on the field. Like,
right.
so I said at the time, I thought he should have been cut. I thought they should have kept Jalen Graham. Jalen Graham was making his own mistakes, though, in preseason. So, I mean, I don't know that would have been an upgrade.
All right, so I got one more video to share, and it's actually talking about the defense. John Lund did today on KNBR. I
Who?
want to play it real quick. John Lund, he's on KNBR.
Go ahead and play it.
All right, here we go.
The biggest thing to me is not even number related. They are attackable. Like you said, at the linebacker position outside of Fred Warner, all those guys are attackable. In the secondary with those safeties and the lack of foot speed, and Larry was talking about going down the field. Minnesota did it with Jefferson. Obviously, the Rams did it on multiple occasions. The one that killed the most was after the 55-yard field goal miss. They go right at Mooney Man, and like you said, maybe he's not 100%. Rarely are guys, even at week 3, but he's not 100%. But they went after him with Tutu Atwell speed. So many people run the Kyle Shanahan system. They certainly, just about everybody runs something in regards to it that they're going to adjust. Now, do I think New England has the personnel? No, I don't. They don't have the type of personnel. They don't have anything explosive outside. So I'm not sure if they're able to do something like that. In Arizona, though, Arizona can the next week after that. So it's the first time in a long time that I've looked at this defense at multiple levels and said they are attackable. Not just Isaiah Oliver last year. It was like, uh-oh, the nickel stinks. Well, there's other places to go. It's deep. It's Devondre. I don't know outside of Fred Warner until they get Greenlaw back if they're going to be able to do that. And then it seems specifically at times the other team is able to run the football, and that hasn't been a 49er thing. But now we're starting to go back to even last year where they weren't a dominant defense at the last half of the season, and now it's starting up again that these same things are rearing its ugly head, but it's even getting worse.
Mm-hmm.
And that was
I mean, I think the running game part that he's talking about, that's linebackers too. I think it's our. I think our linebackers
going out there.
think about how much they trust in those in Greenlaw and Warner. How much field they trust them to cover.
Yep.
Like these guys that they got out there cannot do that.
Yeah, DeAndre.
And when you
Campbell,
don't,
whatever his name
that's
is.
a glaring hole. So if that's the hole now, I mean, that's a huge hole. That's basically a hole in the middle of the field, and teams are going to run at will because your linebackers ain't going to stop us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
You
it's
can't put it all on the
Warner
defensive
is
line.
He can't do it all.
He cannot do it all, and
can't.
that's why you see frustration on Warner's face He wants to call guys.
Okay.
He wants to call guys out. But yeah, I thought he was. I thought I saw him.
I thought he got cut, but maybe they brought him to the practice
I
squad.
saw him last week.
Oh, they
I
could
know.
have brought him.
I saw. No, he was on the team because I saw him on the. I saw him on TV.
Okay, I got you, Pete. Pete's like, damn it!
I saw him on. I saw him. Damn it!
I saw him.
I saw him. Damn it!
I'm
Don't
sorry.
doubt me, motherfucker.
Dang. All right, I was wrong. 'cause
Okay.
he saw him on TV.
So, where are we at right now, Beto? On
We're
time.
1 and 2. That's where we're at.
Fucking guy.
And no defense. Listen,
way-
the linebacking is a concern until we get Greenlaw. It's going to be an issue. Jair Brown has been looking like a second-year player. Hufanga, he is coming from an injury. He still needs to come back and he got to find himself and get himself situated back there. Ward is playing hurt. Demo's the only one that's playing good, but he can't do it all back there. And the fact that you put Isaac out there, I mean, I like Garindo. I mean, I know he made a mistake. He's a rookie. You're going to learn through those mistakes. But
You mean Green?
Green, yeah.
Green?
Renardo Green is what I meant to say. My apologies. Yeah, Renardo Green.
Yeah, but if he gets more reps, let him learn, and he'll learn
Okay.
from it.
When does Kyle? When does Kyle do
But
that?
that's the
Yeah.
thing, dude.
Especially if he
I'd rather
blows
do
it,
that with
goes
a
to the
rookie than a
doghouse.
fucking veteran.
Okay,
Yidam's doing
why
that
are you
same
frustrated?
exact
Why
shit.
are you hollering?
You act like Kyle
Why are
just
you
got
doing
hired.
it?
It's fucking frustrating when our DBs are
He acts
being
like
straight
Kyle just got hired, huh?
fucking ass, right? And fucking, if this guy's not doing it, let the fucking rookie do it. He'll fucking see. Look, I'm putting my fucking camera falls down too.
He knocked the camera down.
Dang, bro. That Italian,
Moral of
bro.
the story is, I'd
He's
rather
gonna send
have the
Kyle
rookie
to
fucking make
dance with
those
the
mistakes,
fishes.
learn from it, and go from there, dude. Kyle needs to get his head out of his fucking ass and fucking learn this shit, because what he's doing right now ain't fucking working. It hasn't been for the past couple
In
years.
your opinion, Brandon, since you're fired up right now, what does Kyle need to do for this game coming up? What does he need to do not to fall victim to the Patriots, which offensively, they are terrible.
They're fucking trash.
They're terrible, but the Rams were hurt. Now, take it. A divisional game is completely different
Divisional's different,
than an
man.
AFC team coming in like the Patriots. Division teams always play each other hard, no matter whether you're good or bad. So you got to take that into tape. But what does Kyle need to do, in your opinion, realistically, though,
Bro,
for
it's
him
plain and
to get
simple.
a victory on Sunday?
It's plain and simple what he needs to do every fucking week, and that was including the Super Bowl last year. All gas, no brakes. The motherfucker puts on brakes when he has a 10-point lead and then fucking chokes at the end.
Well, it's because the guy in the gas and brake guy left to New York.
No, he doesn't put gas. I don't think he puts brakes on. I think that he just doesn't know how to manage a lead. Like he doesn't understand that it doesn't matter it doesn't matter what the look at the line is at that point. Like you run the ball. You run the ball.
Like they were not successful. Wasn't it
No,
what
it's
4.1
Pete has
per
a point.
carry?
He has a point. Continue to do what works on the field. Basically,
like,
what you're saying.
He
But
keeps
he
trying
likes
to
to
fool
get
the other
cute.
team. Yeah, he keeps trying to fool the other team, and still doing all the motions, all the speed motions, all that other nonsense, and like still trying to hit big plays. How about slow and steady at that point, and just and just run and just trust that your guys are better than the guys on the other side.
Exactly, Pete.
And that's all.
Thank you, Tina, for popping in. I appreciate you.
But-
We still got to do a live together.
But yeah, Kyle.
What's up,
Hey,
Pterodon?
Kyle, it's Kyle. So it is
Hey,
what it
just
is.
real quick.
I like Kyle. I like. I don't want to
No, so
make
do
it seem
I.
like I don't like Kyle.
I mean, yeah, so
Like,
do
'cause
I
I
too,
do.
but he does make
He
stupid ass.
frustrates me in other areas where
We're just in a bad spot right now. I think that we have. There's multiple reasons not to like what we're seeing. on the
Throwback.
field.
That's a simple yes.
And
People
that's
have
all.
figured out Kyle Shanahan's strategy.
Oh yeah, yeah.
For sure. All right,
How-
real quick, shout out to my Hive brothers. When they went live after the game on Sunday, Matt went on a rant, and I want to play it real quick. It's literally like, I don't know, 10, 15 seconds. Just
Okay,
real quick.
but you mean the one you don't like to invite me on when you go on? That one?
No, not that one. Well, yeah, that
I'm
one,
kidding,
but no,
I'm kidding.
Not that one. All right,
I'm
real quick.
kidding.
Hold on, here.
Get that fucking bum Yadam out of there and put Green in, because I'd rather have growing pains for somebody that actually has some fucking potential. That dude's a bum. Devondre Campbell's a bum. Nick Sorensen's a bum. Brandon Staley's a fucking bum. Brian Schneider, the special teams coach, should be fucking gone. Ronnie Bell, he didn't even go to Michigan anymore in my eyes. We don't need Michigan. He's punched. Let's go. Wipe him clean, right? Yeah. Fucking loser.
Took away his degree.
Pushed his ass. Listen. For all I know, he was stealing signs from other schools. I'm matter of this. Get that fucking bum.
I thought that was funny when you went on,
What
bro.
is it when we lose? We all get in our feelings.
I mean,
It's
feelings.
frustrating, man.
Yeah, but you
Feelings.
get in your.
It's games that we should win, and we shoot
but you don't
ourselves
want
in
to
the
start
fucking
firing
foot.
everybody because you lose a game.
Yeah,
Fire everybody.
And that's why fans. That's why
And
fans
you
are
go to
called
Home Depot and
fans.
pick
They're
up a
fanatics.
bunch of different coaches. Hey, I'm Mexican. I can say it.
Bro. I'm glad we didn't go live on Sunday night.
But I love.
because
But don't get me wrong.
I
I
was
love Matt.
fucking livid.
Matt. I love the way he goes out. Him and Mike. They both go on intentions, and he was in
Should've
his
heard
feelings,
Mike.
and rightfully so. He was frustrated.
We
I
all
don't
were,
agree with
dude.
everything
My
he
dad
said,
was throwing
but I
F
like
bombs,
Matt.
bro.
Matt's funny.
Did he have any for
Sorry.
Ambry Thomas?
Oh fuck yeah,
When we had
easily.
Okay. Like
Yeah.
Because
Every
I
time
saw people
also.
saying that they wanted Ambry Thomas back. That's just silliness.
No, I'm good. I'm good off that.
No, listen.
But-
It's okay to be on. Like one thing I wouldn't do is like that. Let's bring up that idiot, and I don't even know if he's really a Niner fan. He can be a different Cowboy fan, acting like a Niner fan. But I don't know if you guys watch on TikTok or X or whatever the platform they use. But you had this idiot, supposedly Niner fan, that burned a Brandon Ayuk jersey. And it's
yeah.
I don't understand that concept. You pay a lot of money for
It's
a
not-
jersey.
It's not affecting
I don't think
Brandon
he was a
Ayuk.
Niner fan. I don't think he was a Niner fan.
I don't think so either, personally. But even if he was, it's like, what's the point?
What's
Okay,
up,
you
Rod?
don't like Brandon Ayuk, fine. But where are you gonna burn I mean, I don't know. Give it to another kid, man. Give that damn jersey to a kid that can't afford a jersey so he can wear it instead of burning it. The dude needs to put more money into putting grass on his property, seeds for grass, than he is buying jerseys and burning it. I never got that concept of burning jerseys, even if you hate the player. Don't wear his jersey. Whatever, get rid of it, give it to the Salvation Army, but burn it. But I think personally that could be for clicks. People do it for clicks. It's kind of like a ploy where, okay, I'm going to pay this money for this jersey, but I'm going to burn it. Everybody's going to, all the idiots that want Ayuk out of here is going to follow me now. But I never understand that. You guys watched the video, right?
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah.
It's like, come on,
I
man.
watched it on the Shannon Sharp's freaking podcast. And
It's
they
like,
were talking
what's
about it a
the
little
point?
bit.
So, Pete, what does Kyle need to do realistically? Unless you didn't answer, Brandon, we'll go back to you. But if you are, Pete, what does
I want to
Kyle
answer
need to
DL's question first.
which one is it?
About Bosa
Okay. Oh,
and like,
Bosa and and Debo.
yeah, I agree. I mean, but what are you going to do? You already paid him.
Yeah.
I mean, he's hurt now. He's been hurt the last 2 weeks. So, I mean, he's going to play. He's been playing,
bro. Come on, Bosa's a
No,
good
he's
player.
great. I think he's great. But when you look at, there's guys like TJ Watt. There's other guys out there that finish and have those plays that where they just wreck the game. And Bosa just doesn't.
No,
And it doesn't matter who's next to those other guys.
No, TJ.
So you can't
if you would take TJ Watt over Bosa,
Oh yes,
Me too.
absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely. Not even. I'd take the guy in Cleveland too.
Nobody's taking him right now. He's hurt. Poor guy.
Well, I know, I understand what you're saying,
But
but
I know
like,
what you're talking
I
about.
mean,
Yeah.
yeah, if he was healthy, I'd take him in a heartbeat.
He just
And
can't be
like,
using his helmet to hit people, though.
yeah, but
Don't
I
do
mean, I
that.
would take. I like the energy. I was kind of rooting for him in the moment. Like I thought he was.
I'll be honest.
I didn't have a problem. I didn't even have a
take
problem
the
with
kid
it.
from the Raiders over Bosa.
Oh
Crosby.
yeah. Well, I don't know if I would take him.
Energy wise.
Yeah, I feel like he's a dirt bag. I'll just be honest.
Bro, just because he's wearing the silver and black, bro, he's
Nah,
a dirty player.
nah. It's something about the dude.
Hey, Burnett,
I don't know.
Welcome.
But yeah, like I agree with TL about Bosa.
Read that comment, Pete.
Yeah.
This is coming from a girl. Brandon, why are you hiding in the dark? And you're breathing hard.
Anyways, so to end the show, if we're ending the show, I got a last question for you guys. How are you guys feeling after finding out about Brock Purdy's back soreness? He's day to day. Are we worried about it? You think he's
23
fine?
years old. They'll give him an injection.
I'm worried. I'm worried. I was more worried about that than the Hargrave stuff.
Same. Me
too. Because if he goes down, that's a wrap.
Mm-hmm.
That is a wrap.
What? You don't believe in Allen?
No, I don't believe in Dobbs either. Like I don't believe in any. I don't believe in any team that is running with a with a second string quarterback. I just don't. I mean, there's not another Purdy coming through that door.
No. He'll be fine. Purdy, I think what it is, because the MRI said the MRI came out clean. So it's just soreness.
He's been getting nailed. He's been getting nailed.
Well, that part, yes.
Fucking O-line, guys.
It's not just the O-line. He's running around. He's running around.
Brandon.
He's not getting the ball. He's not getting the ball out on time. He's not getting the ball out on time. There was a couple of times where he just held onto the ball and then he ends up running around. And then he holds the ball and then he waits till the last possible second to throw the ball and he gets nailed. So
you have to realize too, it's not just the O-line, it's also the receivers that are not separating as well.
But you know what?
It's not just that. It's the long developing plays that Kyle calls. It's the drop back game that he called. He doesn't call any quick game. There is no quick game with the 49ers. When was the last time you saw them run any kind of quick game?
A couple of times Brock was able to make dinner, clean out the garage, wash his car, put wax on his tires, and then throw the ball.
Kyle
needs receivers can't separate.
But Kyle also needs to let Brock take over the game, because when he does that, you see what happens.
Well, what I liked was not this game, but the Minnesota game when they went no huddle, trying to catch up at the last minute. Like he was going right down the field, and I get it that they were playing. The other team was playing prevent, but I think just keeping another team on the field, what they're saying, not letting them change personnel, I think is huge. And I don't think there's just so many aspects of quick game, no huddle, drop back, and moving your receiver. There's so many aspects of the passing game that Kyle never does that every other team does. That is just, it's when we sit there and we wonder why it takes Purdy forever to get rid of the ball. That's why. That's why. It's because he has to find the answer in every play.
Yep.
That's what Kyle says. He says that there's an answer in every play. He doesn't need to do all the motioning and calling protections and all the other stuff because there's an answer in every play.
Brock needs to throw the ball.
How about
Kyle out?
How about we come up with some questions that you can answer in less than 2 seconds?
But if you can't separate, bro, Brock had a few times that he had all day.
You have to call a play. You have to call a play that doesn't involve long cross routes like 10-yard in routes and like all that kind of stuff. How about some short quick slant, some outs,
some screens.
Yeah.
They tried the screens with Debo. They're waiting for those screens with Debo.
But why not do it with Jennings? I know he's not fast.
That's why you don't do it with Jennings.
Yeah. Well, they could have did it with Cowing.
Yeah, I would like to see them do, but they have to mix it in, and that's the thing. Kyle does a terrible job of mixing screens in. He does it when people know it's coming. And like to the point to where the other defense is batting down Purdy's passes on screens. Like, I mean, hello. Like, I mean, at some point that should be a wake up call that says, you know, we may need to change up a little something. Like we're doing that. They're keying in on what we're doing. They're just sticking everybody at the front of the formation and waiting to see what the 49ers do. Like if it's going to be a run play, if it's not going to be a run play, we know we got plenty of time because all of Kyle's plays take 3 to 4 seconds to develop.
And everything, and they know that Brock likes to go in the middle, so they take the middle away. You know, and again, listen. Let me ask you guys a question, honestly, and we'll start wrapping it up, closing it up. On the defensive side of the ball, I don't know about you guys. I want to get your opinion, but I am finally tired of the wide nine. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it giving up those big gaps in the middle to run-ins because we can't set the edge. And I love one thing, it's like I like Bosa, but if Bosa goes too far up, the rusher goes right through. I don't know about you guys. I want to get your honest thoughts, and we can close it with that. Are you guys tired of the Y9? Because to me, it's not. When you had DeForest Buckner, when you had the 2019 of those four, even with a healthy, and I can't think of his name, the one that came from Kansas City, the Y9 was effective. But ever since DeForest Buckner left and we haven't had a true pass rusher with both, that Y9, I think, puts us in a situation where I don't like to be in. I think Bosa will be more serviceable on a true 4-3 type of, and I say, people say, well, that's what we're playing, but we're having spread out all the way out. I want to keep them closer. I don't know. I want to get your thoughts. I'll shut up. Pete, I'll let you go with your thoughts, and then Brandon can finish it off with with
the
that.
wide nine wouldn't be so bad against the run.
Thank you, Rod.
Yeah, D forward, and but the wide nine wouldn't be. It would be. We would be fine with the wide nine if we had our the linebackers that we had previously. Yeah, but our linebackers can't fill anything.
But our pressure rushers can't set the edge, though. What does that got to do with the linebackers? I mean,
I understand that part, but they're having them do different things. They're having them drop into coverage. They're having them do they are, and I heard what you said about the stunts, but they're doing stunts every now and then. It's just not as much as they used to, but it's more than what they did with Wilkes.
They don't have faith in Campbell. They just got to roll with him because that's what they have.
Yeah, they do. They don't have the guy that can just set the edge, though, currently. And that's because what's his name? Leonard Floyd has been terrible.
Yeah,
he's been
I agree.
terrible.
Where the fuck has he been?
I think that just like Beto says, he's not used to running out in a wide nine.
Nope.
He's not used to being in a wide nine. He's not used to a lot of these guys. A lot of these guys just don't. They just don't look like they're a fit for the system. In my opinion, like even our linebackers, I thought Campbell was a bad fit to begin with. If you remember correctly, I said at the time, when we were talking about who was going to be the starting linebacker, I said I think that they need to give D. Winters and Jalen Graham. They need to have first dibs. They need to have first dibs because because Campbell is. I mean, there's a reason why he was He was allowed to just walk away. He hasn't been good in a couple of years, and I think we're seeing the fruits. I think we have a lot of pieces that just don't necessarily fit on our defense right now, and
we're definitely missing Greenlaw, bro. Honestly,
I don't necessarily think it's
I
don't think it's necessarily a wide 9 thing as much as it is. We're just missing a lot of pieces.
I know Leonard Floyd would not be dropping back if Greenlaw was back there. I guarantee that. If Greenlaw was healthy back there, I don't think we see Leonard Floyd dropping back in coverage. I don't.
That could be. I hope so.
And they're still holding they're still holding the fuck out of Nick Bosa. I saw
well, that's going to happen.
Yeah.
See, but this is the thing. Do we think that Watt doesn't get held? Do we think that Garrett doesn't get held?
Oh, I agree. TJ Watt gets held all the
time. They still find a way to
TJ Watt's a different beast, though, bro.
But they find a way to affect the game. And that's my thing. Find a way to affect the game. And for the most part, I think Bosa does do a really good job of affecting the game.
He does it in a different way, bro. He does it with pressure, not necessarily with sacks.
Yeah, and I get that. But at the same time, it would be nice to have some sacks sometimes.
We want people to finish. I hear you.
And he's not getting paid for pressures.
No.
He's getting paid to sack the quarterback.
Pressures are nice, but you want to finish with sacks.
Yeah, because the sack pressures are great, but they don't get you loss of yards.
No.
So yeah, it is what it is.
Brandon, go ahead.
I mean, Pete basically kind of said what I was thinking as well. The wide 9 is just going to trash, bro. It's not working. It's not working anymore. It's plain and simple.
Not with the personnel that we have.
No,
I
definitely
not. The
not.
wide 9 anyway. Period.
I never liked it with our team. It is even the past couple years, I really didn't care for it.
Now the wide 9 comes a lot with Chris Kocurek.
Yeah,
I think it's fine. I just that we don't have the players.
I haven't really liked it too much, to be honest with you. I feel like we always get smoked in the backfield.
Let me bring it up. 49ers throwback says, unless you have Chris Jones or Aaron Donald, or what's the name? The guy that I just mentioned, I forgot his name. When they went to the Colts, a big body. Even DJ Jones. You had DJ Jones in the middle that can clog that middle. It helps out the white 9 because you got to defend that interior part. But when you're not defending that, and running backs can just break through, how many runs come right through that A gap and B gap so freely? And if they get into the second line of defense, they're gone. Especially right now that we don't have the proper linebackers to get to help.
And I really think that's the key. It's the linebackers. But
yeah, and Sunday was kind of a perfect example too, because mind you, the Rams weren't playing with their starting no line either. They had backups out there.
Buckner, thank you, Rod. This game against the Patriots, I'm not really concerned with the defense and Nick Sorensen. But I'm going to tell you one thing.
I am.
The Cardinals are coming. And the Cardinals are not that great. But Kyler Murray, that dude can run and move. I am interested to see how they're going to defend him. And when I say defend him, I'm talking about what game plan Nick Sorensen is going to have for Kyler Murray and that offense.
We suck against mobile quarterbacks. It's plain and simple. It probably won't be any surprise.
Well, it's going to suck more when you don't have a linebacker that can keep up. Like, Campbell's going to get eaten up by Kyler Murray if he gets by him. Believe me that. If Fred
we don't have a lot of. We just don't have a lot of team speed. Period. So it is what
somebody
it is.
mentioned earlier, do our corners look slow? I forgot who it was, and I apologize for forgetting who said it. Somebody said it in the chat.
It was TL.
TL? Okay. TL. And I agree. I think they do. But I also understand the word is hurt. And when you're hurt, especially in the corner position, it's hard, bro. It really is. And I hear Pete. Let's get our players back healthy, and then we can truly evaluate our team. I just hope that it's not too late when these guys start to come back and we fall behind the 8 ball even more. But am I worried? No. Am I concerned? Am I hitting the panic button? Absolutely not. but this game against the Patriots. And it's not even if we lose, it's how we lose. If we lose like we did with the Rams, then I am going to lean to the panic.
What scares me about this game is that Kyle is still going to come in with confidence and sit some other players to try and get healthy for the next game.
He can't afford that, bro. Not at 1 and 2.
I think the same thing, but I think that's what happened against the Rams. I think that he sat a couple of players that he probably wouldn't have normally, and it ended up biting us. You could see it on Kyle's face during the whole game, through the whole game and the press conference.
Did you see his reaction when Ronnie dropped the ball?
He was shocked. Yeah. Oh, yeah. He was shocked that they lost that game. He was shocked that they lost that game. In his mind, there was no way that they were going to lose that game. And I think he thought he could go out there as long as he had Brock, as long as he had the basic offense.
He should have won that game.
I think that as they got closer and closer, he got typical Kyle. He got tight. He got tight, and then he started making dumb decisions. Anyway, we're not going to go back down that. But
that's not.
I feel you. I have the utmost confidence in this. That this team will eventually get right. I do feel like we have a lot of injuries, and I think we have more than what they're even letting on. And
Kyle, I guess the thing I hate about Kyle, he doesn't tell you the truth about injured players. I mean,
yeah.
I
don't think we know truly how hurt some of these guys are, and because Charvarius Ward is making business decisions out there, he's guessing what is happening. If you watch the tape, he's just guessing that this guy's going to do this in this moment, and that's why there's so many busted coverages
instead of reacting. Yeah, he's thinking it, but he has no choice though.
He has no choice because he can't make up. He's hurt.
Yeah,
he's hurt.
See, normally he don't guess. He just goes for it. If he misses, he'll catch up. Right now, because he's hurt, he's like, I can't afford to miss too bad because he'll burn me. And these guys have pride. They don't like to get burned. You notice when corners get burned, they do that. They drop to the floor and start grabbing their leg like they're hurting for a few minutes because they don't want to be. They don't want to be. Nobody likes to get burned. But anyway, we're past the hour. Pete, I'm gonna let you go first. I'm gonna set you up with all your things up above your head. Let us know what's happening on your channel and what's going on for the rest of the week.
All right. So we've got Niner Fanatic Podcast this Thursday, all by my lonesome. And we're gonna be getting you ready for the Patriot game. I'll probably have some of the audio from the press inevitable press conferences that are coming before we get to the game, and then and we're just going to talk strategy of what we could be seeing. So make sure you check that out, 6:30 Pacific time, and just like normal. And then I will be having my show again, instant reaction show right after the game. I usually wait about an hour so I can get the press conferences, so you guys get to hear the press conferences after as well. So check that out. I don't care where you get it. We're on Twitter. We're on Facebook. We are on Twitch. We are on YouTube. Anywhere where you can get your audio podcast. You don't have to look at this face. Just put it on in the car. Put the earbuds in when your wife is talking.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
And just go. Okay? I don't care where you get it, just get it.
Wow, bro. Left me speeches on that one.
That was a good one.
Brandon. Yeah, you're single. That's where you say that. Get married.
I'm gonna have to explain
that was wrong. Pete, that was wrong. You'll learn, young buck. You'll learn, rookie. Go ahead, Brandon. What you got going on?
So right after we get off here, going live again at 8 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, which is in 5 minutes, to go live with my guys, Christian, Dion, Anshul, Beto, if he's still interested, if you want to join. P, if you want to join too, but I know the wife probably says no. But anyways, you guys want to join, go. I'll send you the link in the group chat. But And then later on in the week, we'll go ahead and preview the Patriots game and get that going for you. And then, of course, next week, don't know what day yet, we'll probably go live for overreaction show after the game.
Yeah, bro. My wife only lets me play for an hour, bro.
You'll be okay.
Yeah.
Just make it up to her later.
No. She's making dinner too, so don't want to piss off a wife making dinner when you're a big boy like me. So, guys, we want to thank you for hanging out with us. There's 32 strong still at this hour. You guys are amazing. I say this once, I'll say it again. We are nothing without you guys, the viewers, popping in and showing your love and your support. Make sure to follow each of us on our proper channels. You could probably already are. But if you're not, all the links to all our channels are in the description below. Just go and click on them and it will take you directly to every platform we have. Make sure to follow, support us. That way we appreciate you guys and we look forward to seeing you guys on next Tuesday at 6:30 Pacific. If anything comes up, we will put it on X. So make sure to follow us on X so that you are updated what's going on with the Niners Boys podcast. With that said, guys, you guys are awesome. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being part of the show tonight. We are out of here. Have a good night. God bless and go Niners.
Like and